Now, the next stanza says, but he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So, in this stanza, the word concrete is a building made of bricks, cement, sand, and water. So, now let's see the explanation or what does this stanza mean. So, in this stanza, the poet comes to the reality of the tiger that is inside the cage. He says that the tiger is confined in a strong cell which is made of strong building material. He further says that as the tiger is behind bars, so his ferociousness is also behind the bars. He just talks in the cage, he just moves in the cage. He never tries to terrorize the visitors because his power is restricted by the cage. Therefore, he never tries to terrorize the visitors as he cannot attack them. So, this shows the helplessness of the tiger, and the poet wants to say or make an appeal to the people not to confine these wild animals in the cage, and but we should let them free and move in their natural habitat, that is in the forest, because they are meant for that. So now let's see to the poetic devices that are used in these lines. The first is personification. In this stanza, again the tiger is personified because the poet refers him as he is giving attributing him with the human qualities. Now next is assonance. What is assonance? I told you, the repetition of the vowel sound. So we can see in the line that he is locked in a concrete wall. So in this the word, the alphabet or the vowel E is repeated many times in all the words. So therefore assonance is there in the very first line of this stanza. Next is consonance. Consonance is the use of consonant sound. So the consonant sound of S is repeated in the second line, his strength behind bars. So S is repeated many times, so it is consonance over here. The last poetic device that is used in this stanza is alliteration. Here B is repeated twice in the second line of this stanza behind bars. So B is repeated, so it is alliteration over here. Now let's move on to the last stanza of this poem. The last stanza says, he hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So here patrolling means to guard or to vigil, that is to keep an eye or to patrol or to see whether everything is all right or not. So patrolling word is used for the guards who just keep an eye on the zoo so that the animals in the zoo are safe and they are not killed by the poachers. So now we'll see to what the poet wants to say in this stanza. In this stanza, the poet says that in the night, the tiger hears the sound of patrolling cars. Patrolling cars are the vehicles, as I told you, of the police, which are used to guard at night. So in the night, the tiger hears the sound of these cars. He then stares at the shining stars with his shining eyes. The poet wants to say that the tiger is sad, and as he is confined in the cage, so he cannot do anything. He is again helpless. Therefore, he stares at the stars in the night and tries to divert his thoughts towards them. So, again, the whole poem shows the helplessness of the tiger, and the poet through this poem wants to urge all the people who just put them in confinement just because of having fun or just because of their selfish interest. They just put them in the small cage which is not meant for them. Now we'll see to the poetic devices used in this stanza. The first poetic device is enjambment, which is used in the last two lines. Here the poet says, and stars with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So there is no punctuation mark at the end of the lines, and it is continued till the stars where there is a pause. So enjambment is used in these lines. Then alliteration. use of sound H in the starting of the two words, that is, he hears in the first line of the stanza. H is repeated twice, so it is alliteration over here. Then the last poetic device that is used in this stanza is assonance. As the word I or the sound I is repeated in the third line, his brilliant, with his brilliant. So here I is repeated thrice. So it is assonance over here. So this is all in this poem. I hope you all have understood the poem. Thank you. Now we'll do with the question and answers. I'll send you the question and answers